What is going on, everyone? Welcome to our Sunday Week 11 NFL live stream. Going to go through our top 5 games on the slate today. We got Ace and Haas with us. No Mackey on the stream this week. Haas filling in, wearing that ugly-ass Ravens jersey. Trying to do his part. You know, everyone's got to do their part. Do your job, as Ace used to say for those Patriots.
We still do.
I'll be doing my job, waving the terrible towel in that stadium today.
Okay.
Hoping for a good game. We'll start out right there, but first we'll go through our records from last week. Ace leading the way. 6-4, 2.5 units. Me 2-1. Nice to get back to a winning week. 1.16 units up on the week there. Jesse 3-4, and Mackie 2-5. So Mackie looking to bounce back. Jesse, I think that's your first losing week in a couple. So you definitely can afford that with the units that you have up there. But we'll jump right into our slate. First game, you see us two wearing the jerseys. Ravens at Steelers. Steelers are let me
What
get
up,
this pulled
Nico?
up here. 3-point home dog over under at 48.5. Steelers money line currently at plus 145. Ravens minus 175. I'll start us out here. I posted this play earlier. I'm going to go with the Steelers at home. Divisional matchup, 7-1 against the Ravens in the last 8. 26-1 as a home dog or as a dog in their last however many under Tomlin. I don't like that all the signs are pointing to the Steelers. It seems a little too obvious here. It's never too obvious between these two teams. It's always an instant classic. I'm going to go with the Steelers. Hopefully, Russ can kind of keep that fire rolling against a pass defense in the Ravens that has struggled. They are getting Kyle Hamilton back, which is a huge piece for them to have on their defensive side of the ball. I look for the Steelers to just kind of play their game. Tomlin to finish this out. We got to win this game, get to 8-2, lead the division by a game and a half or a game, whatever it would be. Give me the Steelers here. Haas, let me know how your Ravens are going to come into Heinz Field and get a win today.
Yeah, honestly, I've been having this one circled on the calendar forever. Just like you said, it's always a classic when these two teams get to match up. But Lamar Jackson's been playing unbelievable football. I mean, that Steelers defense is good, but you can never really game plan for 8. You know, he's going to come in, give you something crazy every time. You're going to see an insane play, crazy touchdown. A sneaky play in this game would be Lamar Jackson to get in. He hasn't scored too many touchdowns this year on his feet. I mean, nice to see him get one, but I actually really like the tight ends today too. I mean, you guys brought in Patrick Queen, but I really don't think he does too well against tight ends in coverage. So I really like Likely, Andrews, whichever one you want to fire up there. Maybe even Charlie Kolar would be going in there and fucking everybody's fantasy day up. But I really like to see Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. You know, he's going to be getting into the guaranteed money, but Zay Flowers, everybody's going to be flying off. I know it's going to be a good game, and I'm happy you're going to be there waving the towel, but you're going to need to be getting pretty loud to shake up Lamar in Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. First off, I want to give a shout out to those in the chat. Shout out to Nico, Tyler, Parker, tuning in. We'll get to your fantasy questions right after we get through this amazing game in our 1 o'clock slate. So definitely keep them coming. Anybody else with fantasy questions or betting related questions, throw them in the chat. We'll get to them here shortly. But my take on this game, I'm not firing up Charlie Kolar. He's not at the top of my list. But there are a lot of other names that I'm going to be firing up today. George Pickens comes to mind against that weak Ravens secondary. He's come to life with Russell Wilson back in the mix. I think Derrick Henry finds the end zone yet again. That's more automatic than your car when you start it nowadays. And then I think that Lamar Jackson is going to have a good day through the air as well. Yeah, he might get Kolar involved. Yeah, he might get Andrews involved to come back to life, especially likely on the shelf or banged up. Don't know if he's a go or not. Deontay Johnson, we haven't really seen much from him. I know it's a revenge game, but I think he stays pretty quiet as well. That Bateman connection looks strong, and so does Zay Flowers. I'm going to have the Ravens here -3 on my card. I just think they're the better team here. But this might be a more true AFC North type football game. We've been waiting for them to come. We've seen Ravens-Bengals be shootouts, but Ravens-Steelers is a very different story. Mike Tomlin and the Steelers' record against the Ravens, especially as of late, is one thing that really does scare me. But I think this Ravens team is the second best team in the AFC, potentially the second best team in the NFL, and they have a big chance to prove that here today. I think Russell Wilson comes back to earth. The Steelers are a lot better than I give them credit for, but I just think this is a tough spot for them this week. First divisional game in a while. Crazy that first time ever divisional games happen in week 11, but here we are, and I think it's going to be a great one. Let me get your guys' score predictions and who you think gets in as your two teams take on each other today.
You kind of already alluded to, I like Pickens. I like Najee as normal. I'm just going to name Steve. I didn't look too many at Ravens props. The other kind of a long shot odds I like to get in is another tight end, but not on the Ravens side of things, Connor Hayward. In these kind of games, they like to get him involved down near the goal line. It's definitely not a guarantee. I wouldn't bet it. I saw him at plus 1,100 anytime touchdown. That's always a fun bet. Get the first touchdown odds on an anytime. I think 26-24 Steelers win. I do think it'll be a little bit higher scoring. I think Henry scores. I think Lamar scores. It's going to be tough to stop that rushing offense. They have a hell of an offensive line. I think there's going to be a couple turnovers in this game. That's going to affect kind of the point total. Like if you're turning over the ball on your own side of the field and, Steelers or Ravens are immediately on the 30-yard line in field goal range, I think that's going to help this game go over the 48.5. I'm not going to card the over. I'm going to take the Steelers. I don't like taking the point totals whenever I go to games because if I'm taking the over, I'm rooting for the Ravens. If I'm taking the under, I'm rooting against my Steelers. So I'm just going to go with the Steelers here. Pickens, Najee, Lamar, Henry. I think all the big dogs find the end zone.
Yeah, Hoss, before you jump in with your take, I think I'm right there with you. One thing to note, though, is the Ravens are a big play waiting to happen. They've been doing it all year long. Meanwhile, those Steelers, though, with Russell Wilson at the helm, George Pickens is giving them electrifying big plays. Najee Harris looking like the Alabama product that once was able to. I'm looking at Zay Flowers on those reception props. I do think Andrews gets in. I think Henry gets in, and probably Bateman as well. Those are my three to get in, and then you probably see two field. You like Bateman too on that value?
I didn't mean to cut you off. I like Bateman. He's had a connection.
That connection is just there. And yeah, he has those low lights of the ball hitting him in the face and it hitting the turf. But the thing is, he has that connection, that rapport. You can't really put that to the side. So I got Bateman, I got Andrews, and I have Henry finding the end zone. 2 field goals by Justin Tucker. Meanwhile, I think Boswell puts 2, at least 2, maybe 3 through. And I see Najee and Pickens getting 1. It's going to be a tight game. Ravens cover the 3. I could see a 27-23 final here. But there's a chance for a blow-up spot for the Ravens. There always is with Lamar Jackson, potential 3-time MVP.
Do you like both kickers over 1.5 field goals?
I actually do, yeah. It's going to be a little bit tougher with Justin Tucker. Not really as great as he once was. He was once being compared to Adam Vinatieri, some of the greats. He's still a really good kicker, but his heyday is kind of behind him. I know he's not completely washed up, but it does give me some worry. And then the fact that teams like the Ravens nowadays don't do the smart decision and take the points when they're on the board, that scares me a little bit. But I think Boswell definitely puts through at least 2 today. Having a great year, potential Pro Bowler this year, actually.
That Ravens offense also puts Tucker in good spots. It has been weird to see him miss a couple of the extra points and the close field goals this year. He obviously hasn't been the same from 50 plus that we're used to Justin Tucker at. But a lot of these kickers this year, they haven't been as consistent. I think I'm just spoiled over here with number 9 kicking the ball for the Steelers. But I think
they need Dan Campbell in their face yelling at him like Bates does on the practice for the sidelines. That's how he hits the game winners. But Hoss, let us hear your take on this game. Last quick take. Give us any final thoughts, any touchdown scores, and your final score prediction before we get moving into some of these fantasy questions in the next few.
Yeah, honestly, it's a little strange. If you look at the Steelers' schedule, they haven't played a team even remotely close to a Lamar Jackson. I mean, the closest thing you'd have is maybe that Jaden Daniels game. Obviously, that's a really inexperienced offense. They kind of moved the ball, looked a little sluggish against the Steelers' defense, which we kind of expected, obviously. Said it a lot last week. But this is going to be a big test to see exactly how real those Steelers are. I mean, obviously, our secondary has been giving up big play after big play, and it's not something I look forward to watching. But Kyle Hamilton getting back, he says that he's healthy. He's looking pretty good. So, hoping he gets that defense kind of rolling. Maybe get a Russ interception would be huge. And that's honestly what every one of these Steelers-Ravens games comes down to. I mean, Huff can say it all the time. Like, it's either a crazy big play or it's going to be a whoever turns the ball over the most. So, I mean, obviously with the way that Russ throws the ball, I would expect him to throw a few more picks than usual here today. Hopefully that secondary gets right, shows everybody what they're made of. But I actually really like Deontay Johnson to get right today as well. I mean, Rashad Bateman, you guys called it out, has been getting those big plays. Last week, I think he had 5 or 6 receptions, which would have been his high on the year. But he's been getting open. He's been coming through for us in the clutch when he should. Obviously, that ball off the face wasn't great, but he's been putting up some big numbers, which was really nice to see and what we expected when we drafted him in the first round. But a lot of work with Odell Beckham last year kind of put him in a good spot to really have a season to remember him and actually solidify his spot on this receiving core. But don't overthink it. It's going to be Henry. It's going to be, I think Lamar actually gets in too. Like I said, in the red zone, everybody's going to be loading the box. You guys know it's going to have to be you got to stay right with Henry. You got to really have an eye on him when they get close in scoring territory there. But I like Lamar to get in. I like Henry to get in, and I actually think one of the tight ends gets in as well. I would expect it to be Mark Andrews, but like I said, there's a lot of different names to give the ball to in the red zone. I actually liked Zay Flowers in his receptions prop today. If you're looking to get some pretty good money on that, just because they give him the ball in a lot of different ways.
Copying my take, bar for bar, right there. I literally have that on the card every week.
Yeah, but Deontay Johnson too. I mean, revenge game.
No, that guy's not good.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to get him the ball. I actually really like Deontay Johnson. He brings a lot of different looks to the offense. So
there's a reason they got him for so cheap. I think he's a little bit past his prime as well. This should be a great game. But let's get into the chat a little bit. Not too much coming in yet. I want to see a lot more. DG Midget, thanks for starting us off here with Jennings versus Jamo Williams at the flex. Jameson Williams just dynamite. A big play waiting to happen. If you have flexibility in your lineup and you're able to get him in there, I think he's not a bad start this week. I know he's got that big boomer bust potential. He's got the high ceiling with the low floor, but we're going to fire up Jameson Williams. Jennings kind of getting that role taken over by Ricky Pearsall ever since he's came back. I think that's a good start. Ricky Pearsall, shout out to my boy Slop. He's starting him over Pop Douglas today. But Nico asking if I start Monty or Chase Brown. Huff, you've been high on Chase Brown this week, but there's no way you sit Montgomery, right?
Yeah, you can't sit Montgomery, especially in a game. We're not going to touch on that game, so I'll just say I have the Lions minus 13.5 on my card. I think Montgomery finds the end zone. I think Gibbs finds the end zone. No Laporta today for the Lions, so but that offense is so fucking good. I don't think it matters. I can't sit David Montgomery.
Especially with the way that Jared Goff looked last week. You got to think they stick to the ground and pound here against a weaker team. Montgomery and Gibbs is a great play. And then we have a good question here from Tyler Copsey. Shout out to Tyler for joining the chat. Knox, Taysom Hill, or Jonnu Smith. I'm guessing that means you have Dalton Kincaid just like me, and he's out this week, and you're trying to fill that hole. Jonnu Smith is very enticing with that Dolphins offense. Mike McDaniel gets him involved. He's a nice little PPR asset. Taysom Hill, gadget player who can find the end zone as well. But I think it's Dawson Knox and a potential shootout between the Bills and the Chiefs. Knox is a great red zone target for Josh Allen, even with Kincaid in the lineup. Look for him to put up 6 on a low amount of targets. I could see him going 3 for 30 and a touchdown. Very touchdown dependent. Jonnu Smith, if you're sitting in a PPR league. Shout out to Parker jumping in with asking if he wants to start JSN or T. Higgins. Hoss, how do you think T. Higgins fares coming off of injury this week? Jackson Smith and the Jigba going up against the Niners as well, so that's a tougher matchup there. But he's looked great with Seattle this year. You like T. Higgins to bounce back to form coming off the injury?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely think so. I feel like they've missed him in this offense, so I think he's going to get right here. They're going to, I think, feed him the ball too. There's a reason he's coming back, and I think it's going to be to help them win this game for sure.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow playing at an MVP level this season. He can definitely spread the rock. T. Higgins in the lineup makes it even better for him. Shout out to the Zing guys. We're all packing in 6 milli pillies. Let's go Steelers. We got in the chat a few of those. Huff, you got to wave your terrible towel. The Yinzers are showing out in full force. Let's talk anytime in first TDs. Nematode. Shout out to the Nematode coming all the way from Bikini Bottom. Oh, we're going to be talking those. Derrick Henry, that's Mr. Automatic. Stick around. We're going to build our favorite anytime touchdown parlay. We'll give you a few firsts as well. But we got some more games to jump into. Keep those fantasy questions and betting questions coming in. Nematode, I want to know who you're looking at for today's slate. Shout out to Nematode for jumping in. Let me know who you're looking at in the anytime touchdowns. We'll get ours, and we're going to build you one. Nice little value play here. Huff, let's get into our next game while the people give us some questions in the chat.
Absolutely. We'll jump into our next divisional matchup of the day. Green Bay Packers heading to the Windy City in Chicago to take on the struggling Bears. Packers are a 5.5-point road favorite. Over under at 40.5. Bears money line plus 200 at home. Packers minus 250 on the road. Ace, you want to get us started on this one?
Yeah, I mean, the Packers are in a good spot here. I think they're a team that's trending upwards. Everybody was kind of trashing me when I said they have a potential to win the AFC North, but I think they're going to have a big, big game this week. Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears-led team that is floundering, that always gets beat by the Packers too. Historically, I know it's a different setup for both teams, but I think that it's going to be a big one here. I have Josh Jacobs on my card. Anytime touchdown, Nematode, there's one for you right there. Josh Jacobs, bang, at almost even money. He's going to find the end zone against a weak Bears defense. Can the Bears even get in the end zone? I honestly don't know. Caleb Williams turning out to be the third, maybe fourth best quarterback in the draft class to date. I know there's still a lot of time to decide that, years to come, but I think that the Packers handle this game easily. Jordan Love gets things going. That Packers defense is much stronger than we've seen, and Matt LaFleur is just a great coach. There's a lot of coaching shifts going on in the Bears locker room too after losing to the lowly New England Patriots, but maybe it's just the Drake May effect. I think that they continue having the wheels fall off. That season falls behind them, and the Packers continue to push for that division. A lot of meaningful games down the stretch, and it starts with another big win here. They cover the spread. Josh Jacobs gets in, and all is right in Lambeau and Packerland, even though they're on the road at Soldier this week. Do either of you disagree with me about the Packers covering and Jacobs getting in today?
No, I like the Packers here. I like more the under 40.5. Obviously, Bears haven't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks. I said that last week with the under in that game. I'm probably going to rock with it again here. I lean on the under 40.5. I think this is a slower divisional matchup. Kind of opposite of what we said about the Steelers-Ravens. Bears don't have much offensive firepower right now. Packers have kind of been iffy certain games. Sometimes we get the Packers that everyone expects. The other times you get the NFL leader in interceptions and Jordan Love kind of slinging the ball around, throwing to the other team. I'm going to go with the under 40.5 here. I think Bears continue to struggle with a good Packers defense.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, let's not overthink this one. They haven't scored a touchdown in weeks. I don't think this is the get-right game at all. You got a divisional game at Soldier Field. Be a great game for them to win, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, that Packers team has been playing great football. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, you got everything you asked for there. Just give me the Packers. You're going to see that on my card for sure. But yeah, and honestly, just Nematode asked anytime touchdown parlay. If you're looking at them, I was cooking one up earlier. I like Mixon to score, Chubb to score, Sutton to score, and David Montgomery to score. If you're looking for a quick one, there's 4 picks right there.
Yeah, another bad one there, Hoss. I like that. I also liked what Hoff was saying earlier. You go Gibbs and Montgomery, probably the two of them to find the end zone. Nematode saying Kyron is too easy. I'm repping my Patriots gear, so you know I can't card that. But I will tell you the Patriots have been very susceptible to run. I know Barmore's back, potentially Duggar and Ngakwe getting activated, but still they're giving up run plays at an alarming rate. He should find the end zone here with the lockdown sector for the Patriots getting tested against the Rams. He also says Mixon is very tempting. Oh, I love Joe Mixon to get in the end zone. I know you're going to have to wait a while as he's in the prime time this week, but he's Mr. Automatic. He's one of the best players in the league, one of the best running backs in the league, and he will definitely find the end zone again this week against the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely keep those questions coming in the chat. Get the chat live here. I want to know who you guys want to look at to start in fantasy this week. Who you want to start for the anytime touchdowns. Get us some questions here, and we'll definitely answer them for you. But Huff, let's get into our next game.
Absolutely. First 4 o'clock game, another divisional matchup, NFC West, with the Seahawks heading to the Bay to take on the Niners. Niners 6.5-point home favorite, over under 48. Niners minus 275 on the money line. Seahawks plus 225 on the road. I'll start us out on this one. I like the 49ers here. I think, obviously, last game we kind of expected McCaffrey to come back in, change that whole offense. They were going to look a lot different. Tough game on the road there. Who'd they play last week? Remind me of the Bucs in Tampa.
Yeah.
They won by 3. I think this is the game where Seahawks they've looked good some games. They've looked very bad in other games. They've hung around with some bad teams. Yeah, they 4-5. They start out 3-0. So 1-5 in your last 6. I can't hop on the Seahawks team going to a powerhouse like the 49ers. They're only 5-4. They need this win if they want to stay in that race, in that division. Obviously, the Cardinals have looked very good as well. Give me the 49ers minus 6.5. I almost said give me the Cardinals minus 6.5. Give me the 49ers minus 6.5. I think McCaffrey gets in as well.
Yeah, and Huff, you said you think McCaffrey gets in. We got Scott Guy jump in the chat. He goes, McCaffrey scores. I think so too. He's at minus 200, but you parlay that with someone like Derrick Henry, and that's your Mr. Automatics to find the end zone. Scott, let me hear some W's in the chat. I think he gets in this week. Shout out to Karen Smith tuning in too. Start 2, Tyreek, Adams, McConkey, or Cedric Tillman, PPR. Let's go McConkey and Tyreek. I think they have big weeks here. Keep giving us more questions in the chat. Scott, let me know what else you're looking at for this game. But CMC, run CMC, Mr. Automatic. I think that the Niners have a big game here. The Niners are going to start showing that they're one of the NFC's best, just like the Eagles have been doing as of late. They're going to put up the big number here. They're going to cover that spread and show they're the NFC elite. Take over the NFC West while the Cardinals stick around too. But I think that CMC gets in this week. I'm not firing up Juwan Jennings. Shout out Drew joining the chat. I'm going to go with Flowers over him. I'm starting up Ricky Pearsall, actually. That's my secondary receiver behind Deebo Samuel. I know George Kittle kind of on the edge there. But I think that they have a good game. Brock Purdy's look great to date. Kenneth Walker might run strong. JSN's a good start as well if you have him. But I think this is going to be a great one. Real quick before I pass the Hoss, we got a bunch of stuff coming in the chat. Love to see it. Drew saying Jennings or Flowers. We got Flowers there. What about Pittsburgh? Huff, he's wearing his stuff. He's got Pittsburgh on the money line. Meanwhile, Hoss is going to say no. I'm leaning Ravens, but it's going to be a great game. It's going to be one of the tougher ones to predict. Tillman or Ridley, can't sit Ridley. He's playing in that offense now where they're treating him like Jamar Chase as that X receiver, and he's getting the targets. Daniel Jones or Jordan Love. Oh, it's got to be Jordan Love. I'd never start Daniel Jones. Oh, we got the questions flowing in here, and I'd love to see it. Josh Jacobs or Garrett Wilson. I mean, how do you sit Garrett Wilson? How do you sit Josh Jacobs? Zachary Stone. Let me know who else you got in your lineup because that's crazy that you're sitting either
Those
of them.
are your flex options. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I love the 6-man leagues. I love them. Let me hear more about your 6-man leagues. I'll help you pick those lineups any day of the week. But I think they both find the end zone. You see Garrett Wilson on my card all the time. You see Jacobs getting in. Taysom Hill or Knox. Like we said earlier, you guys must have Kincaid, and we're trying to plug the hole. Let's not overthink it. Let's stick with Knox in the shootout against Kansas City. Scotty saying it's going to be a great game between the AFC North. Huff, here's one for you. Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, or Tucker Kraft? That's a good question right there.
I'm a Kraft guy. He hasn't done much. Obviously, a couple weeks ago, I was the one, anytime touchdown receptions with Kraft. He's obviously going up against a Bears defense today that has, held their opponent to a little bit lower numbers. I like the Packers in that game, so give me Kraft. I think he's a huge part of that offense when it's going. Jacobs, Kraft, Jaden Reed. That's a nice offense they have up there in Green Bay, and I think he'll get his touches today.
Yeah, shout out Connor, though. I love that trifecta of tight ends you got there. Maybe flip one before that trade deadline if it's still active. Pitts, Andrews, and Kraft. Way to be. Great draft. Great waiver wire ads by you.
Pitts with a tough matchup against a Denver defense. I wouldn't go Pitts.
Yeah, definitely not him. Andrews is good touchdown value, but Kraft is so heavily involved, and he gets that run after catch. He's the next up-and-comer. Hoss, I'm going to get some more that I'll throw you. I got a lot of questions coming in. Let me just fire some off. Shout out to Michael James Lewis tuning in. We're going with Knox there, like I said. Joshua, what do you think Baltimore versus Pittsburgh game comes down to? 4-point win for the Ravens here projected. And then we got some more here. Aaron Jones or Tillman from Josh. We're going to go Aaron Jones, even though he's injury dependent. I know it's risky, but I like him there. Start 2, London, K9, Reed, or Higgins. We're going to go Higgins in London, even though K9's a really good play. You guys are going so fast for me. Keep them coming. If I miss your questions, I'm sorry. Mark Andrews or Knox. Mark Andrews, Reed, Tillman, Dellin, Jennings. Start 2. Let's go Dellin and Tillman. Cook, Aaron Jones, Mondre, or CD at the flex. Crazy to see CD in people's flex conversations nowadays because of that landscape in Dallas. But I think you still got to fire him up. Let's give him one more chance here, especially against the Houston Texans in the prime time.
The sun won't be shining at 8 o'clock on a Monday night, so you should be good with that one.
AJ, you're asking about keep Ford or drop for Mason or Garendo. I mean, you're a few weeks too late to the conversation on all of the above. I guess keep Ford around, but I wish that you asked me this a while ago. CMC back in the mix. I can't really fire up any of them. I see you, jumping in with your questions. Reed or Adams. Hoss, you're a big Jaden Reed guy. Let me know about that. Jaden Reed or Devon.
I like Jaden Reed. I mean, that's a great matchup for him too. I mean, either way, I think you got. It depends on what you want. If you want like a safe 5, 6, 7 points, go with Devontae Adams. But Jaden Reed could go for a big one. Give me that big play upside every time with Jaden Reed.
Yeah, DJ Moore and Nick Chubb. Good question here. I think DJ Moore is a great receiver, one of the top underrated receivers. But we're going with Nick Chubb this week. First time I'm going to fire up Nick Chubb in any league I have him. My boy Slop has been gassing him up all week. He's got a good matchup against the Saints here. I think he finds Pater here. Puka or Sutton, I'm going to say Cortland Sutton here because the Patriots have Christian Gonzalez who's going to put Puka on that island. It could be Kupp, though. He's going to put someone on the island. JSN, Khalil Shakir, or Drake London. We're going to go Drake London. Huff's been hitting on that anytime all year long, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I know he's got a tougher matchup today, but he's just automatic in the red zone.
He's been like the only anytime touchdown I've been consistently taking.
At plus money.
We've talked about today's plus 160 against a tough.
Yeah.
He's going to have Surtain on him. So
do you find value in that, Huff? I know you're big on Surtain, but you're big on London.
I like that matchup. I'm excited to watch that one on the 4 o'clock slate. Obviously, Bills Chiefs is the next game we're going to get into. That's our other 4 o'clock game. I'm excited. I'm still eyeing the London touchdown. I might sneak that in there for the 4 o'clock slate.
Yeah, great value on it too. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out Fu, Hopkins, or Mooney. We're going to go Hopkins there. Someone's asked about James Cook. A lot of questions about James Cook today. Normally I say always fire him up, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring matchup. However, you're asking if you should start J.K. Dobbins over him. I'm going to go Dobbins just because that Chiefs run defense scares me. I don't want to run into the Spagnuolo run defense. Dobbins in the primetime tonight against a really weak Cincinnati Bengals defense, one of the defense that gives up the most points in the league. I think we fire him up. Shout out Vincent. Thank you for tuning in. Give us a follow. Everybody jump on over to our Instagram follow too. We post all of our plays. You can DM us your fantasy betting questions all the time. Huff, give them the handles all around so they know where to follow us and what to tune in.
Yeah, on Instagram, hitthebooks.pod, Twitter, hitthebooks_pod. We get all of our plays going out. Usually around 11 a.m. for the 1 o'clock slate, usually around 2 hours before these games start. So make sure we're staying connected on that. But yeah, make sure you throw the follow, turn the post notifications on, like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends. I'm having an all-time bad NFL season here, so
I'm
Send
up.
your
Me and
friends
Jesse
my
are up.
picks. Keep
We up.
fading.
We up. Yeah,
Yeah,
we up.
keep fading me. Keep riding everyone else here. Mackey's had a nice turnaround. He's starting to throw some 2 and 3 unit plays out there. Max
Yeah,
plays
hammer
for the
'em.
weekend. He's been doing very good on those. Just hasn't had success on the other plays. But obviously he's back at the positive, so you can't complain about that.
Huff. We got a good question here from Stickum31. Would you trade CD Lamb for Drake London
Yes.
in a redraft league?
If
That's
you're
a good
getting
one.
if you're getting rid of CD Lamb, yes.
All right, yeah, I like that too.
I wouldn't take that the other way because Mackey tried to send me CD Lamb 2 weeks ago for Cooper Kupp, and I declined it.
Yeah, shout out to some other people in the chat here. We got Cowboy asking Darnold, Herbert, Tua, Herbert. I'm gonna go with Herbert. You asked twice. You knew the answer there yourself. JSN or Warren here. Warren's a good plug and play if you need a running back, but we're gonna go with JSN, especially in that PPR league. Sees a lot more volume than Warren. Warren's a great running back, but injury potential, and he's the RB2 in a tough matchup here. A couple other ones here before we get into our next game. Harris or ETN. Thanks, Colin, for tuning in. We're going to go with Najee Harris here. ETN's washed up. Ridley, McConkey, or Jennings. I need to sit one. Let's sit Jennings. I love Ridley and McConkey. Tyreek or JMO. We're going Tyreek. 49ers on the money line. Lock that in. Ridley, McConkey, or Jennings. Yeah, I answered that one. We're sitting Jennings. Rams defense or Niners matchup-wise. I'm going Niners. Drake Mays breathed life into the Patriots offense. He can put up numbers. I know he throws a pick a week, but that's all right. He's not going to get much more. Chance Galucci, thanks for tuning in. We're going Brock Purdy. We're not sitting him. I know Donald's a great quarterback, but Brock Purdy's doing very well. DK, London, or Flowers, pick 2. We're going Flowers in London. Ridley, McConkey, or Jennings. Wow, you love that one, Lee. Thanks for tuning in. Lee, give us a follow. It's Ridley McConkey. Dial that up. Lock it in. Alex Hood, love the name. That's my name right there. Call me Ace, but I'm an Alex too. I'm going Josh Downs. They love to feed him the rock. I know it's Anthony Richardson back at the helm, something we haven't talked about much, but that's going to be good. Swift or Chubb. We're going Chubb. Devontae Adams or J.K. Dobbins at the flex. Go Dobbins. D-Hop or Jennings. D-Hop. Moody or Koo. We're going Moody. Koo's been inefficient lately, and that's a tough Denver defense. Keep them coming. Keep your questions coming. We're going to dive into our next game. Hoff, we got a great one here.
Yeah, next game we got the Kansas City Chiefs heading to the Buffalo Bills. Bills are a 2-point home favorite, over under at 46. Bills money line minus 130, Chiefs plus 110. And this was actually perfect timing. I just saw a tweet here. Happy Patrick Mahomes as an underdog day to all who celebrate.
I celebrate.
Mahomes is 12.
Chat, do you celebrate? Chat, who celebrates the Chiefs being an underdog day? Let us know in the chat. Chiefs plus 120. Let us know if you're cheering for the striped jerseys. Those Kansas City refs today, they're plus 120. Huff, back to your take.
With that being said, I lean on the Bills here. I think they just get the job done.
Wow.
Chiefs have struggled the past couple of weeks. They're closing out games by the skin of their teeth. That's good teams, though. They find ways to win. A blocked field goal last week. We've seen, obviously, Mahomes with the game-winning drives, how many times we can have. I like the Bills. I think they handle business at home. The storyline set up for these two teams. If they see each other in the playoffs, I hope my Steelers are in the picture there at that time. Hoss, your Ravens, I think one of us will be there in this picture as well. But if we get this as a divisional matchup or an AFC championship, we all know Kansas City's not going to lose in the playoffs.
Regular season, though.
Regular season's a different story. They're 9-0. They can drop this game. Obviously, they'd be 9-1. Bills would be 9-2. They'd still have the 1 seed locked up. I look at the Bills to get a win here. I know you kind of alluded to James Cook earlier. I love him to score a touchdown today. He's been very good. Obviously, he's had a couple of games where they don't use him as much. He got in late last game, so I like the anytime plus 105. James Cook, that's my play in this game.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's great odds, and he always finds the end zone. They get close. It's not a bad play in a game that should have plenty of points. Shout out to Charlie Mejia. You're saying good morning, y'all. Love when you guys give me that good morning. I'll always give you a quick answer there. Need one on ALJR, Brian Thomas, or Evan Ingram. I'm going to Evan Ingram. It's crazy to say, but it's true, and I think that the weak QB finds him in the check down game. We'll get back to the rest of your questions after our takes on this game, but stay tuned. We got some good takes for you on this one. I think the Chiefs at the plus 120. I know that Josh Allen is undefeated, beating the Mahomes team in the regular season, but how do you bet against the streak? Shout out Chance Galucci putting me onto this. You ride with a streak until it's over, or else you never miss it. That's how you go with it. You got to keep riding that wave. We're going with the plus 120 here. We're going with Kareem Hunt to get in the end zone. Travis Kelce should have a big day, and DeAndre Hopkins should catch plenty of passes against a weaker Bills defense. But let's not be wrong. Josh Allen, he's been playing MVP almost level. We've seen him come back to earth a little bit with the interceptions and turnovers. That does worry me a bit against a team that's being carried by a Spagnuolo defense. You're going to see a lot of pressure dialed up, and they have a pretty good secondary that can turn up and get that. Have a great day, you Charlie. Shout out to you. Give us a follow. Adam Ray Fitness, what up, boys? Haven't seen you in a bit. Let me know what you're going with. He was here last week. That's a ride or die. You come back in week after week. We'll get your questions answered right away. But yeah, this is going to be a great game. Huff, someone say never too early for an icy light. Huff, Josh Smith saying that. Is it too early? Huff, never too early.
Light.
Yeah. Tony Fuentes, Chiefs boy. Yeah, we're on the plus 120 money line. Patty Mahomes, he's not going to have a massive day, but they're going to win. That defense is going to be fired up. I think Josh Allen turns the ball over today. Let's get the odds on a Josh Allen interception. I think that's not a bad play, boys. Kareem Hunt Tutty locked in. Yes, sir, Dez. I got it locked in too. Kareem Hunt.
I was just going to say, I'm waiting for you to say the play that you've had so much success on this year.
Kareem Hunt finding the end zone. And you know what? I didn't take him last week for the first time, and he didn't get in, so I love to see that. But I'm right back on it this week. He's finding the end zone here this week. DeAndre Hopkins going to have a big game through the air. Kelsey too. But end zone time, it's Kareem Hunt. Hoss, who do you have? We're split on this one.
Let me step in here real quick, Ace. You're also at a point where you kind of just have to take Hunt every week now.
I didn't last week. I
know, but like this is a good time to again jump back on it.
That's why you didn't get in.
Exactly, you didn't take him.
Is he a part of your Mr. Automatic touchdown parlay? Is it Kareem Hunt? Is it CMC? And is it Derrick Henry? Are those the three that always get in the end zone?
If the Eagles are playing, I'd take Barkley. I'd punch out
Barkley. Is on my no bet list now because of the tush push. It scares me.
You still got two on Thursday.
I know, but it happened to me a few weeks ago, or it was the week that Jalen Hurts had the 3 tush pushes, and he got in. Just crushed me.
I have both of them in fantasy, so when the Eagles do good, I'm up 55-0 right now on Mackey, and he's just staring at that, waiting for the games to start today.
Yeah,
just from Hurts and Saquon, they popped in that second.
Yeah, and they got it going. Shout out to Adam Ray Fitness. That's the dog right there. He's been busy, bro. I know life's getting busy, but we're always ready to go on Sundays. We got a big slate. He's going with the Bills over the Chiefs by a TD. Wow. I mean, hey, it's the regular season, so anything can happen, but we know come playoff time it's the other way around. Hoss, let's get your take on this game. Bills, Chiefs, two teams that like to sun your team a good bit, especially when it comes to the playoffs. A Ravens correspondent taking a side on the Chiefs and Bills. What do you have for a take on this one?
So I can step in on that one as well. My Steelers also. I didn't get the side shot that you just got, but my Steelers haven't been good against these teams in the playoff recently.
This is the class.
Not many teams have been good against these teams. These are elite NFL franchises recently.
Hey, chat, real quick. Look at these two guys down here with their AFC North jerseys on. The class of the AFC is the Bills and the Chiefs taking place today. That's why it's America's Game of the Week at 4:25. Hoss, let me hear your take on this game.
Ross, did he not call your Ravens the second best team in the AFC?
If they have a chance, if they lose to the Ravens are in a wild card right now. They're in must-win territory. If they lose today, are the Ravens even top 10? I don't know.
Oh my god!
Do you think, Ace? Let me ask you this too. Do you think Ravens or Steelers? Do you think they'll both make the playoffs?
Yes, but I think that if you get the Steelers in the first round, it's a first-round bye. Sorry to all the Yinzers in the chat. I think the Ravens are the second-best team. I'm just blowing smoke here. I think the Ravens are going to be on my card today and the Chiefs, best two teams in the AFC. But this is a great matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, two of the top quarterbacks in the league nonetheless.
Yeah, honestly, and you're going to see this on my card too. Definitely give me the Chiefs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep taking him until he loses. He's going to prove me wrong once, but I'll let him. I'll wait until that happens, until I stop taking him. I mean, Patrick Mahomes in the prime time. This is a game that obviously the Bills like to win in the regular season, and then the playoffs come around and they forget what the hell happens. But I really like the Chiefs here for sure. Patrick Mahomes in the prime time. I do not think this is going to be the first game they lose. This is the one they've had circled on the calendar for a long time. Like you said, the class of the AFC, the Chiefs, the Ravens. I guess maybe the Bills if you really want to throw them.
I was going to say, your Ravens' little brother, the Bills, like, what, 4 weeks ago?
We destroyed them. We absolutely manhandled them, but that's because we had.
That also is an unfair advantage. Playing at night in Baltimore when the Ravens were black, you're asking.
It's actually fixed. It's like imagine if they had to play in the snow in Buffalo. I think it'd be a different story.
Good. No, don't give me that too. Derrick Henry will do that in the snow. Are you kidding me?
Dashing through the snow with an anytime touchdown on his back.
Yeah, first play of scrimmage. You remember that? 75 to the yak. Love that. I mean,
me and Ace had that first touchdown. I can't forget that play. 88 yards to the crib.
Yeah.
In the all black, looking like a freak show. Did you see his face?
And what did I say, Huff? Huff, what did I say? Give it to Henry right here. No sweat. Give it to him on the first play. And he runs all the way through.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane.
Haas, the chat is backing you, though. They're saying no love for Haas. Chat, keep your fantasy questions coming, and we'll get to these after Haas's take on this game. Haas, let's get to it though. You've been avoiding the question. Let's hear it about the Chiefs and Bills.
Give me the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna win this game again.
Plus 120, folks.
this is not going to be the game they lose. They'll probably lose a weirder game down the line. I don't think they actually go undefeated, but this isn't going to be the one. Like I said, these good teams have certain games circled on their calendar. Every single time Patrick Mahomes goes up against Josh Allen, it's going to be masterclass. But I really like Patrick Mahomes to get the job done here. I actually really like D-Hop. I mean, you guys have been saying it in the chat a million times, trying to get to all your questions, even in the chat. But D-Hop definitely going to have a great day in the prime time, I think. Alex's boy, Kareem Hunt, too. Absolutely, definitely firing him up for a touchdown. You'll see that on my card, potentially.
Over 46.5. Over 46.5 in this one? I think over, right?
Yeah. I think the over. It's just crazy that the Chiefs are 9-0 and no one talks about Travis Kelce.
He's actually come to life. Ever since everybody got injured, he's actually come to life and looked really good.
Yeah, but they only go to him when they don't have anybody else. Like, I feel like they use him when they need to, but I don't think they're really feeding him the ball. Like
he's the definition.
You see this hat right here, though? I've seen the Patriots dynasty. Same thing with Rob Gronkowski. When you're back-to-back champions looking to go for a three-peat, it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. You limit the workload, and it comes playoff time, and he's going to be a monster. He's going to be a monster. It frees everybody else up, too.
Yeah, get into the chat, too. I mean, you guys keep asking me if you, start 3, Zay Flowers, all these other people. Start Zay Flowers every week. He's going to be one of those guys. I think
Zay's an automatic start, too.
Yeah, they manufacture him plays. They're going to get him the ball at any time. I mean, I don't know who you're playing over Zay Flowers, but definitely keep him in your lineup for sure.
Yeah, shout out Jacob Sherman. He keeps asking, which 3 do I start? I'm going to go Zay, I'm going to go Hill, and I'm going to go Debo. Tough to say.
Everybody likes Tillman, though.
Yeah, everybody likes Tillman. He does well. He has a good connection with Jameis Winston. Courtney Titus, thanks for hopping in and saying go Hawks. I mean, shout out your team. I think they lose today. If you talk about the Atlanta Hawks, I'll back you a little bit. Big Trae Young guy. But Seattle Seahawks today going to lose today to the San Francisco 49ers. Nick Chubb or DeAndre Swift. Cooper Slot, thanks for tuning in. We're going with Nick Chubb this week. The Bears are allergic to the end zone. Nick Chubb finds the end zone against the Saints this week. I have Amon-Ra, Burrow, Neighbors, Jamar, Allen, Mahomes, Jaden D. Signed helmets for sale. DM if interested. Wow, I love all those helmets. Maybe hit up Haas. He's a big autograph guy.
What was it? What was it?
Right there.
He's selling his autographed helmets. He's got a Jamar Chase one ready for Haas. We know he wants to add that to the collection.
After that 268 piece in a loss.
Yeah, he puts up video game numbers. Courtney Tice saying Metcalf. Yeah, Metcalf is good. I went to Metcalf Elementary School, but I'm still not starting DK Metcalf this week. I actually did look it up in Rhode Island. Metcalf Elementary School on Nooseneck Hill Road. Great spot to be. Anytime TD scores, sorry, not sorry. We've been giving them out all day. You got to tune in, but we're going to give you our official anytime touchdown play at the end of this podcast, so stay tuned in. And follow us on our Instagram. Go over right now to Instagram, hit the books.pod. You'll get every single play, and we're going to give you every single one, and we cash at an alarming rate. Follow us there, DM us there, whatever you have questions, Monday through Friday, 25/7, and we've got locks for you all day. Go follow us. Yeah.
It's James Cook or Ramondre. That's
Ramondre Stevenson. James Cook. Huff has him to get in the end zone today. I think he's getting bottled up by Chris Jones and co. Ramondre's getting in the end zone too. And Drake Mays breathed life into the Patriots offense. They can score now. Don't be afraid of them. Do I start Ladd or Najee in the flex? Huff, I'm a big Ladd guy. Do you start Najee though this week?
I'd go Najee. Just the touches that he's going to get. I love my donkey as well, but I think Najee gets in the end zone.
And he's a goal line carry guy. He finds 6 a lot more than Ladd. Ladd's a good play though, and he gets that yak. That's pretty crazy. Talk to me, belt boys. I don't know what that means. Let me hear it again. Rolling dice. If you're rolling dice, though, it's a dog right there. Kraft, Hunter Henry, and Knox. Kraft is tough to sit, but I love Hunter Henry, and he puts up great stuff. Start May or Stafford, and start 2. Ramondre, Chase Brown, and Monty. Ooh, I'm going May because I think Stafford and co blow him out. Get blown out today. I'm still thinking Stafford's in the Lions. Geez, throwback 10 years ago. But yeah, we're starting Drake May over Matthew Stafford here. It's a tougher secondary that Stafford's going against and a tougher defense. Start 2, Ramondre, Chase Brown, Monty, easily David Montgomery and Ramondre Stevenson. But if you want a guy in the prime time, Chase Brown's not a bad pick. Huff, here you go. Start 2, Cortland Sutton, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, or George Pickens.
Cortland Sutton, Devontae Adams, George Pickens. Who was the other one?
Garrett Wilson.
Pickens, Wilson.
That's exactly what I was going to say, so I'd love to hear that. Someone's saying do not start Najee. Haas hype for that one. The Ravens defense isn't that great, though, so I think you could. Do I start Goff this week? Yeah, Elijah, I was alluding to this a little bit. I don't start Goff this week because I think it's going to be a huge Montgomery and Gibbs game on the ground. They blow him out, and he's not going to have to do too much through the year. Travis Etienne, Harris, or Pearsall. I'm going Harris, then Pearsall is my second pick. 2, Aaron Jones, Cook, or K9. We're going to sit Aaron Jones because of the injury concerns, even though I think K9 is a tough day sledding against good defense. D-Hop or Hill, we're going D-Hop, crazy to say. Top 2, Mooney, Tillman, Sutton, Myers, Shakir. Myers and Sutton. Lock that in. Purcell or Njoku in the flex. Go Pearsall, Bo Nix, or Kirk Cousins. Bo Nix. I think it's Bo Nix.
I like Bo Nix. I think Broncos win that game.
Really? You think they do? They got the Falcons at plus 115. Anybody in the chat like the Dirty Birds, the Falcons, to get it done this week, plus 115? That's one game I'm staying away from, but that's a crazy line.
Coming off a tough divisional loss in New Orleans, I think going to another tough place to play in Denver with that altitude. Sean Payton has that Denver Broncos team playing very good. Coming off a block kick. You were a block kick away from beating the 8-0 Chiefs, making them 8-1. I did say that last week. Broncos always play that Chiefs team tough. It comes down to a block kick. I look for the Broncos to handle business today, minus the 2.5.
Yeah, shout out to those tuning in. Love those questions in the chat. Huff, let's get to our next game. Chat, keep your questions coming on bets and fantasy. Let me know your takes on these games, too. We'll keep coming. Hoss will respond to them in the chat. That's Anthony there. He's going to respond to you while we're going, but we'll get back to you in a bit. We got another game to cover off here.
Absolutely. Sunday Night Football, we're going to wrap things up with the Bengals at the Chargers in SoFi Stadium tonight at 8 o'clock. Chargers, minus 1.5, over-under at 48. Bengals on the road are plus 105. Chargers minus 125. Ace, I know you. We don't have Mackie here, so I don't have to defend Herbert here. I'm going to take the Chargers here. Bad defense for the Bengals. Chargers are going to eat on this Bengals defense. We saw what the Ravens did last week. Chargers have the best defense in the NFL, arguably. Points per game, all the stats you want to say. They're giving up 13 points a game. It's going to be tough to limit Joe Burrow to that kind of numbers. I like the Chargers. I think Harbaugh schemes up a huge win that the Chargers need. Obviously, what's their record? 6-3.
Yeah, they're going for the playoffs this year.
There's a chance if the Steelers lose today and Chargers win, they're both sitting there at 7-3 in the wild card.
That's crazy to say. I mean, that's the Harbaugh effect. He's come in and he's got electricity.
We've said that for 2 years. Get this guy a real fucking coach.
Brandon Staley, you stink. You stink. I hope you're tuned in right now. You're not a true NFL coach. I could do a better job than you. But Harbaugh's come back and look at that, Huff. He's at 6-3. Chance to go to 7-3 in the prime time.
Dobbins is a huge part of that.
And yeah, he's back to full health. Gus Edwards came back last week, and he looked good too. Ladd McConkey, a great draft pick. Josh Palmer, good connection there. One thing I will say is this a true test for that Chargers defense against Joe Burrow?
Yes, this is the biggest test they've had.
Yeah, and this shows you if they're legit or not. If they're able to handle business and have a strong game, I think these Chargers are low-key legit. It might be able to give them a run for their money in the playoffs. I still personally have that Chargers defense, and they've been carrying me in fantasy. I picked them up
in fantasy. I don't even know how they were on the waiver wire.
I traded for them. I went out and moved Zach Moss before he was injured for the Chargers defense. Complete fleece. And I think I'm still firing them up against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I know it's tough to do because they're a great offense, but I'm firing them up. Give me the Chargers here this week. Give me Dobbins to get in the end zone. Hoss, you got any takes on this game this week? Your favorite Bengals going against the Chargers.
Let me step in here real quick. If the Bengals lose this game, is their season over?
Yes.
All right. Hoss,
I think they're going to lose. I actually think they're going to lose too. I actually really like the Chargers in this matchup. The Chiefs, obviously, the Chiefs. The Bengals, like I said, they put up good games against us just because they throw the ball all the time and it goes insane. And obviously, we can't stop Jamar Chase for whatever reason. But I actually really like what the Chargers have been cooking. I like J.K. Dobbins to score this week. Justin Herbert's been looking pretty good too. Give me the Chargers in this one. Don't overthink it. I mean, I think they're going to put the nail in the coffin here for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all you little fake Bengals fans out there. So sit home and cry if you want. I don't really care.
Any Who Day fans in the chat, let us know with a Who Day if you're a big Bengals guy. I like the J.K. Dobbins, Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown parlay in the prime time. I actually do. That's not a bad one. Pick 2, Higgins, Kupp, Nakua. We're going to go Kupp and Nakua. I mean, that's just a good double start there. I know they have a tough matchup against the Patriots, but Vikings or Texans defense. Yeah, let's go with the Texans defense against the Cowboys in the battle of
Alex, before we go on, Huff, can I get your take on this? Like, what do you like? Out of all the 4 teams in the division, who are your least favorite in the AFC North? Like the 2 you hate the most? Just across the board.
Grayson, I like this.
Probably Browns and Ravens. Just the Browns because I hate the Browns. The Ravens because they're the only one that's actually like usually competes with us. But the Bengals, they've had their stretch over the past couple of years. The Steelers have owned the Bengals my entire life, so I've never had to worry about the Bengals. I've never had to worry about the Browns. I've always had to worry about the Ravens.
What do you think about these people loving like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase like Like I am like not on it at all. Like I absolutely hate Joe Burrow so much. Like maybe even a little bit more than the Browns as of
And
late. But like
I
the
will say
Browns,
this
we always put
too:
them in the playoffs.
The Browns are way more likable now that they're deciding to move away from Watson and give Jameis a chance. And I'm
Huff's a
excited.
Jameis guy. He likes to
I
eat
am.
the W. He likes the crab legs.
I always like to see him eating the W's. I'd like to see him get one today in NOLA, but that's a revenge game there as well. I like the Browns in that one.
Yeah, that's a good. JJ Mard, thanks for tuning in. He asked Browns or Saints who wins that one. You got the Browns there, Huff.
Yeah, I think it's a revenge game. I think we've heard a lot of the questions about Cedric Tillman. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who Cedric Tillman was before this season, and since Jameis Winston came in, Jameis comes in.
They moved Cooper. They moved Cooper too.
It was just like when Russ came in for the Steelers, unlocked Pickens. I'm not saying Cedric Tillman's been unlocked. I don't even know if that's capable, like if he's that good, but he's his guy. Like he's found his guy. Njoku, Tillman, Nick Chubb's back in the picture. That Browns offense isn't that bad. They have a good offensive line. The defense hasn't been what it is. They get rid of Zadarius Smith. He's making his lines.
Huff, we got Dylan in the chat saying they didn't decide to move away from Watson. Bro literally had a season-ending injury. But I think it was coming, though. It was due. He
had one more week. He had one more week.
If that.
Yeah.
And he looked horrible, too. Like
it was overdue, honestly.
That just worked out for the Browns that they didn't have to make that decision. He got hurt.
Yeah.
But all that guaranteed money is just so sad. That's crazy. It's just like poverty franchise all the time. Honestly, I hope Alex tuning into this chat right now.
You love to see that in the division, though, Haas. Like I love seeing one team that's just like handcuffed by fucking one player.
Yeah, I know. That's actually insane too. Like they're just gonna be locked up. That's such a horrible franchise.
It's like I want the Bengals to give Jamar Chase $60 million a year. Go ahead, give it to a receiver.
Yeah,
Bengals moneyline Joe. No, we're off the Bengals today. We're on the Chargers. We're on the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Fellas, Javonte or ETN? Bryce, thanks for tuning in, buddy. We're gonna go Javonte there. I know he's gonna have a tough day sledding, but Adam Ray asking about Josh Downs at the flex. I'm not too high on him without Joe Flacco. That was the Joe Flacco connection. I think that AR-15 has a better.
I thought it was the other way around. Doesn't Richardson like Downs?
Yeah, he does.
Richardson likes Pierce.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't like the Colts with Richardson at quarterback.
I don't like Colts play. I like the Colts, but I don't like Colts position players for fantasy with Richardson at the helm.
Yeah. Downs had some big weeks early. I had him in my lineup for a while, but I mean,
he is a good receiver. He's better than Pittman, I'll tell you that. CJ asking to start two: Dell, Hopkins, Pearsall, and Myers. I'm gonna go Hopkins and Dell. It's nice to have Dell in the back end on that Monday Night Football too.
Yeah, I'm not even considering Pearsall and Myers in that.
Why Pearsall? He's starting to step up. He's starting to step up, especially if Kittle's out.
What were the other guys you named? Hopkins?
Jacoby Myers, DeAndre Hopkins, Tank Dell, and Ricky Pearsall. I think Dell and Hopkins are automatic starts, though.
Yeah.
Myers gets a lot of target share too, though.
Pearsall would probably be my third.
Shout out Zach Radmer with his question. He keeps asking Jacobs, Chubb, or Walker. It's Jacobs. I have him. I have Jacobs on the anytime touchdown here. Let me run through a few more quick. Lamb or Pearsall? I'm still going Lamb. Give him one more chance there. Pack's got one more chance to see if he can do anything without Dak. Should I sit Chase Brown if he has a really bad matchup? Yeah, I would. I think that Chargers defense is legit. Zach, thanks for tuning in. We got Josh Jacobs there. Bengals need to make the playoffs for the sake of the NFL. They can't lose today. No, Rickster. We're all against the Bengals. This is an anti-Bengals zone. Who they? They some losers that are going to miss the playoffs.
You see this?
Yeah, we got a Yinzer, we got a M&T Bank Boy. The Jets are the Colts.
M&T Bank Boy.
Yeah, right. I mean, PNC Bank versus M&T Bank. I don't know. I'm up here with TD Bank, I guess. So go Patriots. We got the Patriots on the money line today, plus 185. J.K. Dobbins, Chase Brown, and D-Hop at the flex. J.K. Dobbins, then D-Hop, if you can get them both in your lineup. Who had Pearsall anytime touchdown last week? Chance Galucci hyped about that one. And now we see Ricky Pearsall all over the chat. Everybody's picking him. He had him on the touchdown last week, and it did hit, so that was a good play. He's got Gesicki, Komet, Madison, and Deontay Johnson. Get Gesicki in there. I know that T. Higgins is back, but Joe Barr loves Gesicki, and he finds him in the end zone, too. I know they have other tight ends that are kind of scary, but Bo Nix or Drake May, we're going Drake May. Easier matchup. That Rams defense is cheese, literally Swiss. Chase Brown or JK again. Debo, Tillman, or Higgins. Debo, we can't sit him. Higgins is a great play, though. Love these questions, chat. Keep it coming. But I think it's time for us to cook up a nice anytime touchdown odds parlay. Huff, if you have the app up, if you can build it for us, let's get 3 or 4 legs. Last week we went 3 or 4. We hit Haas cost us. We had Connor, we had Mixon, we had Demont, we had A-Chain going into Monday Night Football, and Haas cost us there. That was a plus 835. Let's see if we can get it right today. If you're on Prize Picks, you can go 3 for 4 and still hit like I did. But let's go in with our automatic picks here. Anybody want to start us off? Haas, you missed us last week. You got to make up for it. Who's getting in the end zone today as a definite for you that you're throwing into our anytime touchdown parlay?
Who do you think I'm going to say? Derrick Henry. Don't overthink
that's
it.
such a no juice. He's not Mr. Automatic. You know what? I'm going to disqualify your Derrick Henry pick because there's no juice on Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry.
You said who am I going to want it to score? Like Derrick Henry.
All right, if you want to take the minus 220, take him. Adam Ray Fitness is with you.
Ace, if you can find best prices as we say these guys' names, I'll build the parlay.
All right, let's see. I'll get it up.
I'll give you another pick.
No, give us yours. He said Derrick Henry.
No. Yeah, don't let him change you.
I'm just chirping you. I like Derrick Henry. He's Mr. Automatic. He should find the end zone. I'm going to give us one to help our odds a little bit. I'm going with Josh Jacobs at minus 105, Hub. Give me Josh Jacobs at minus 105. We're going to do a running back parlay here. We'll give you a receiver one after. Let's do a running back one, Hub. Give us your third running back that gets in.
All right. I got two. I guess I have a running back and a receiver. I was gonna go Drake London to give us a little bit of juice on this parlay. Give it up to like 9-1. You guys didn't love it, so I don't want to force a James Cook touchdown in this parlay, but I do think he scores. Yeah. I also think Kareem Hunt scores. So
give us Kareem.
Let's go Kareem Hunt. Let's find the best odds on
minus 175 on Derrick Henry. That's pretty crazy. FanDuel's will get minus 175 today. PS2 going to lock up Drake. Buddy, the PS2 hasn't been out for years. It's PS5 time. Patrick Surtain is the GOAT, though, at cornerback right now. Except for my Christian Gonzalez is coming for that throne. He fucking keeps people in prison every week. Excuse my language. Sorry, those of you in the chat. Still give us the like and follow. Appreciate it. But Derrick Henry at minus 175. We got Josh Jacobs at minus 105. And then we have
Kareem Hunt at minus 115.
Yeah, he's Mr. Automatic. What's that sitting at? Nice little three-teamer right there.
Let's see.
We got Scott.
Plus 475.
Plus 475. Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs, and Derrick Henry. I love that one. You can also do a separate one. We said it earlier. Go with just Gibbs and just Montgomery. The two of them in that one game. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. I think you parlay the both of them.
Should we include Mackey's? He has a 2-unit play on Devon Achane. Should we throw him back in there?
God.
We're riding back on Devon Achane. Chat, do we ride Devon Achane back this week? I think he finds the end zone against one of the worst teams in the NFL, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Didn't you say the best price was minus 125 when he sent that?
Correct.
That leg gets our parlay from 475 to 935.
9-1 odds. 9-1 odds. Yeet BT. Anytime to Jettis, Kareem, Higgins, DK, Cup, Pollard. Thoughts? Take Pollard out. Take Cup out. Take Higgins out. I like Jettis, Kareem, and DK though. DK, I don't even know. I like Jettis and Kareem the most. Monte, Devontae, we're going Monte. But hear me out. Breece Hall is due for a TD. Yeah, but we're not. The Jets are on our no bet lists. They are off the bet list. Scares me a lot. I think Garrett Wilson reception is the safest play there. Do the Rams win? No, they don't. Drake May season, buddy. Drake May season. We're not going for picks anymore. We don't care. Travis Hunter, McMillan, go somewhere else. Whoever the hell you get done, Drake May, he's going to be the GOAT. But yeah, that's our running back parlay. We have Achane. We have Josh Jacobs, we have Henry, and we have Kareem Hunt, 930 plus 9-1. Lock that in. Let's do a quick little one for the people here. Receiver odds parlay. Anybody got receiver anytime touchdowns? I'm going to say it before you guys. Give me the gritty. Give me Justin Jefferson to find the end zone this week because he didn't last week. I got Jefferson as our first one there, Hop. He's at plus 105 if you want to add that to the mix.
I'm gonna give you some juice. Drake London. Let me see. What were these odds? Best price was crazy. This receiver parlay is going to be in the thousands. Let's see. Yeah. Drake London. Anytime touchdown.
Adam Ray's riding with you on Drake London. He likes Pickens too.
Plus 185.
I was going to say I'm.
Jesse, give me a thumbs up. You want to add Pickens to the anytime touchdown parlay? Thumbs up if you want him in there or not. George Pickens, thumbs up. Yes, no. Hoss, let us know who you got.
I'll go with Cortland Sutton. Give me an anytime touchdown, Cortland Sutton.
Well, Sutton, London, Jettis, and we're going to give you Pickens too. Hoff, give us the crazy odds on that one. Pickens, London. Yeah, Jesse's like, yeah, fire him up any day. That's the yinzer if I ever had one.
Ace, I'm making the graphic. I'm typing it out here so I don't forget.
George Pickens, Justin Jefferson, Drake London, Cortland Sutton. Wow, Harrison Fitz, you like Mooney today. I mean, I do too, but I don't know. I'm not a big Kirk Cousins guy.
I do too.
Ace, go through the best odds on that for me.
All right, so we got Justin Jefferson at plus 105.
Okay.
We have your Drake London. Where'd you get Drake London coming in at?
Plus 185.
All right, plus 185. Let me get George Pickens here. Best one. I'm FanDuel plus 140. And the last one is Cortland Sutton from Haas. Haas is firing up Cortland Sutton this week against
This is
a
gonna
really
be
good
bad.
Atlanta secondary. This is a half a unit play, maybe even a quarter unit. But you
Yeah,
gotta
let's
have
do a half unit on this one. Full unit on the running back.
plus 210 on Cortland Sutton to get in.
I like. He's been playing great football.
If you do prize picks, put that into your prize picks flex play because it might go 3 for 4. Nightmare blunt rotation from Scuba guys. Nightmare. Probably Aaron Rodgers is in that one. Maybe.
No, he'd be great. What?
I wouldn't.
Are you kidding me? He'd be
No,
great.
I'd give me Rob Gronkowski and Shaquille O'Neal over Aaron Rodgers. Elon Musk probably in the Nightmare blunt rotation kind of scares me too because he's kind of a robot, even though he's the GOAT.
No, Nightmare blunt rotation. He was definitely in it. We were talking about it earlier. Russell Wilson, definitely. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I'd probably go with. I'd go with Russ. I'd go with maybe Jared Goff.
Especially if we're bumping future too. I mean, if we're bumping future, you can't have Russ in there.
I know. You know we're gonna have to. Like some blunt rotation. We got DS2 on tap.
Yeah, Huff, tell us the crazy odds on that anytime touchdown parlay. It's Jefferson, it's Pickens, it's Sutton, and it's London.
Plus 4,250.
People, we got to throw some coin on that because we're going to be cashing big time. We like the running back anytime touchdown parlay a lot more. Chance Galucci calling out a Madison anytime touchdown. People calling out a Najee anytime touchdown. Scott, are you riding with us on that? I think I am. Don't throw the mortgage on it. Throw a little bit. It's just a nice, fun one. Scuba guy, let's go, Pats. Here we go. Love to see in the chat. Drake May, go. Best quarterback in the draft. Future MVP. Better than Josh Allen already. Scotty's riding with us on that wide receiver parlay. I'm throwing it on prize pick, so I get the flex play. It's gonna be a little bit less of odds, but if I miss one, I'm gonna be happy. The running back parlay is Mr. Automatic lock though. Hoss, we got some Baltimore in the chat. How hyped are you? Baltimore in the chat.
Oh, let's go.
That running back one is great though. A-Chain, Hunt, Jacobs, and Henry. That's automatic, 9-1. The wide receiver parlay is plus 4,000. Someone's talking about the Jaguars in the chat. Mac Jones is the quarterback. I don't know about all that. Mac Jones is. I don't have to.
Why, are you gonna break
anymore.
out the jersey?
As Huff told me, I don't have to defend Mac Jones anymore, so I'm not going to. None about gambling fun, says Connor. Yeah, but what about your fantasy lineup? How's it looking today? We'll help you pick that one too. Very biased pick, but Ravens spread. It's not biased. I'm on the Ravens spread too. You're going to see it on my card. Their biased pick will be the Steelers on the money line, but the ins will tell you otherwise as history leans towards them. What's the wide receiver parlay? You want the long shot, Fendi? You want the long shot? It's plus 4,000. It's Justin Jefferson hitting the gritty in the end zone. It's Cortland Sutton getting in for the Bo Nix team. It's Drake London finding the end zone against PS2. A lot of people love the PS2. And then George Pickens finding the end zone. He's going to stare right into his TV, stare into your soul after he does it. Probably going to do that Sully they all love now where they draw the door, kick it down, steal all your toys like the Grinch. Chubb TD, yeah, I do like that. I do like that today. Like we said, go over to our Instagram, hit the follow button, hit the books.pod. Our producer, Jess, is going to throw our Instagram handle in the chat. We need y'all to get over there, hit the follow, hit the like. We're going to post all of our plays. We always do. We post our results, too, so you know how we're actually doing. We're all in the green. Huff's second half is in the green. His first half a little bit rougher, but tune in there. Give us a like, follow. We give you all of our locks, all of our official plays, what we're actually going with, and what's going to hit. Swift or Harris going Harris. Rams minus 2.5 is a lock. Settle down. It's Patriots season. I'm going to have them on my card. But yeah.
You have them on your card?
Yeah, I might have him on the card today. Great juice. Drake May is great. Come in your trap. Take over your trap. Come in your trap. Take over your trap. The Ravens are going to take over the trap today. I think they are. Shout out Kirk Cousins. Going to be swag surfing today. Huff likes them, though. No, Pats D is back. It is the Pats D is back. Christian Barmore. Shout out to him. Overcoming the blood clots. Shout out to Kyle Duggar getting back in. That was a great pick out of Lower Ryan by the GOAT, Bill Belichick. Shout out to Yannick Ngakoue getting activated. No, Juwan Bentley still kind of scares me, but it's a tough matchup today. Let's see how good Gonzo is against Puka and Cup. It's going to be a great matchup. I might buy a 0 jersey at the end of the season if he stays on pace. Up to an 86 overall Madden. Anybody want to take me on a Madden, let me know. Drop your handle. I'll challenge you any day of the week. We'll get a stream up for the people too, and I will take over your trap. Come into your trap, take over your trap. AV13WG on Xbox, on EA Sports Realm, whatever the hell it is. You want to play Hit the Books, you want to play some EA SHL, we'll take you down there too. Huff came and played with me. I'm a plat too, not a big deal. Subtle flex all over the place. Get over and follow our Instagram accounts and you can get our locks of the week. Travis Hunter, he's a dog going for the Heisman too. You like other sports. You play NCAA? No, I don't, but I got some friends who do. If you want to drop in, Connor, give us your handle. I'll download NCAA just to come beat you with my West Virginia Mountaineers. Got it on Game Pass too. Shout out OG Fortnite back in the mix. Anybody playing that? I don't know. I am. They got the Great Guns, Chapter 1, Season 1. But yeah, back to it. Our locks, if anybody missed out on Hunter Henry over 40 receiving yards, love it. Our locks are that running back, anytime touchdown parlay. It's Kareem Hunt. It's Josh Jacobs. It's Derrick Henry. And it is the final one is Devin Achane by Mackey's not on. Yeah. Prize picks. Get the prize picks in there. I like that because you can go 3 for 4 and still hit. We had that plus 4,000 anytime play. We're going to be posting these. Get over there. And thanks for the donation of Bernie. I want you to follow and give me some more questions. Anybody else got some questions here? Hunter Henry over Dawson Knox, Gio. Not even a question, Hunter Henry. I know Dawson Knox is in the shootout, and we're going to fire him up if we have Kincaid. But if you're able to get Hunter Henry, why are the other dudes just buried in their phones? Says Scuba Guy. Haas and Huff, they're in the chat trying to give you guys.
I'm in the chat. Yeah.
Geez, hey, don't be hating. Flex, Rashad Bateman, and Fryermuth. Here we go, the two of you. Let's go, Rashad Bateman. Get off your phones. Get into the chat. Shout out Scuba Guy. I'm always in the. I got my screens dual screen. Got that dually fully loaded. Nico Collins, TD a lock. Hopefully he plays this week. Hopefully he can get CJ Stroud going again. Any final questions, chat? Give them to me now. Any final questions? Should I start Knox? Yeah, you can, unless you got someone better. I think he does have end zone touchdown potential. The Joker Andrews are going to Andrews. I'd say you should be able to get a solid tight end. How bad you need to get rid of Purdy? Yeah, Purdy's pretty good. He might go for – I have a long shot ticket on Brock Purdy to win it all. Geno Smith or Drake May or Aaron Rodgers? Drake May.
Yeah, Alex, wait.
Yeah.
Alex, they were asking, what do you think you could get for Brock Purdy in a trade? They need a wide receiver and a tight end.
See if you can get Sam Laporta. Maybe someone's selling low on a Sam Laporta injury, and he might turn up a little bit at the end of the season. If you can go and get Mark Andrews straight up, that's not a bad one. I want to know who your backup quarterback is, though, because I don't really want to trade away Brock Purdy. He's been very solid week in and week out. Great stats, too. Pick 2, Tillman, Reed and Lamb. Robert Goligoski. You relate to Alex Goligoski in the NHL, former NHL player? Probably not. Geno Smith spelled with an E. You got to put respect on his name. Former West Virginia Mountaineer. But we're going with Drake May over him. D-Hop, Mooney, or Mike Williams in the flex. D-Hop. I think Mike Williams is a sneaky play, though. Keep him on your bench. Mooney's a good play. One of our followers shouted out that Surtain's going to be all over London, so it's good to play Mooney. I like that take. Thanks, Owen, for tuning in. Junior, am I starting Drake May or Jordan Love? Drake May, because I think Jordan Love blows out the Bears. Debo, anytime touchdown. I like that. I do like that. I think it might be on the ground. Crazy, get that jet sweep action. Hard to ask you a question when you have Patriots today. Well, that's a little biased. I don't think anybody else has the Patriots besides me. But I think Drake May is going to continue to have great success. Other than that, we got a lot of questions here. Lad or Tillman going, Lad, how do you feel about Frymouth this week? Alex Goligoski or Tyler Chatwood? Those are some dogs right there. Some great names. Martin Erat. You guys know of him at all? Shout out Martin Erat.
Martin Erat?
Yeah. Nashville Predator.
Yeah, Huff. Any other ex-NHL players you want to throw out? Some ex-NHL players with some great names. I'll give you Sergei Zubov. That was a great one of mine.
I'll give you a Penguin I used to love. Matt Cook, dirty player.
Oh, yeah, the dirtier the better. Fly Eagles fly from Andre in the chat. Are the Eagles Super Bowl contenders? I want you guys to let me know. I think they are. I think they're the best team in the NFC East. That Redskins team, Commanders, Washington football team, whatever you call them, they're definitely pesky. We'll have to see how they do at home because that game was in the link. You know how good they can be in the link. Bowers or Knox? Don't even ask. That's Bowers any day of the week. Really good. Matt Cook was a joke, says Scuba Guy. Yeah, he was. He was. He was kicking people's asses left and right, though, so you can't really – don't ban us for that. Again, pardon my French there, but yeah, you got to love to see that. Matt Rempe, that guy's soft. Matt Rempe, if you're tuned in, I'll take you on any day of the week. Square up, center ice, full line brawl, hit the Bucks versus Matt Rempe. JSN, BTJ, or Jordan Addison at the flex. Let's go Jordan Addison. I think that Vikings team is nice to see. Mooney or MVS. Fire up MVS. We haven't seen Marquez Valdez-Scantling in the chat today. If you're thin for looking to someone to start, go get MVS. We know Derek Carr loves those deep threats, and he always finds them downfield. He was doing it with Haas's boy earlier in the year, and I think Rashid Shaheed, and I think it's MVS's time. Russ or Goff, we're going to Russ. That's crazy. It could be a shootout, though, in that weak Ravens secondary. Cooking up a good parlay. Ian Fire, go follow us on Instagram. We've been cooking up good parlays all day. Already posted. Get on over there and like the post. Let us know that you interacted with it. Hit the books.pod. But it's Achane, Jacobs, Henry, and Hunt. That's our lock one. We got a long shot wide receiver one. Go over there and check it out as well.
On our Instagram story, not on Twitter yet. Make sure to tune in to Instagram.
Robert Goligoski is related to Alex Goligoski. That's fire. Get Alex Goligoski on the pod. Tell him to give us a shout out. Maybe if you got an autograph card, send it my way. I'd definitely take that.
Penguin. I loved him when he was a Penguin.
Is he a Stanley Cup champion?
No,
he's not. Loser.
He was there. I think he was there after 09. Before he was like 2010, 2011.
CD, Higgins, or Devontae Adams. We're going CD and Higgins. Jennings or Adams. We're going Adams. I'll see what I can do for you, boys. Shout out Rob Goligoski. You're the GOAT, man. Love to see it.
Let's go.
That's sick.
Rob Goligoski, the GOAT. 2010, 2011. That's right. Huff, he knows his years. It's dialed. Huff's like, I'd throw on a Goligoski jersey for a stream if I have one.
Yeah, I think he was number 3 or 33 here. Maybe he was 33. We got him from Dallas.
Left defenseman, right?
Yeah, we got him from Dallas. I forget who for.
How you feel about Falcons +3? Aaron, we're kind of split on that. Not my favorite game. Yeah, he wish he could stay a Penguin. Yeah, I mean, he probably could fit in on those Penguins nowadays. They love the dinosaurs.
He's about the same age as everyone else on the team.
Yep. How do I feel about the Falcons +3? Stay away. That's a stay away game. I'm a Stars Robertson, bro. Yeah, Stars and Robertson are sick. Like,
Alex, big question for you.
Sydney Sweeney or Sydney Thomas? Oh my God, you're gonna break the internet. Any girls named Sydney nowadays are great. If you guys tune in the Tyson and Paul fight, hopefully you get your money back. Good thing is we didn't have to pay for it, but the only good thing about that fight was Sydney Thomas. I mean, imagine you got Sydney Thomas and Sydney Sweeney on the screen, bro. Yeah, Adam Ray saying Sweeney, bro. Yeah, but Sydney Thomas just an elite prospect. I think she's just gonna keep climbing up the ranks as time goes on, like Sydney Sweeney did.
I was incorrect. Goligoski is a Stanley Cup champion with the Penguins.
Yeah, that's fire.
2009.
Heads giving love to Sydney Sweeney in the chat. Sydney Sweeney, anytime touchdown lock this week. Thomas has an incredible front porch, the Scuba guys. Jeez. I mean, nobody's lying here. Anybody else in the chat stay up late last night to watch that UFC fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic? John Jones +115 via knockout was automatic at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, cashing. Great card the rest of the way. We got some UFC talk for you guys on our regularly tuned podcast, so make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get yours. Every Wednesday we record over an hour long every sports league, NBA, NFL, NHL, NCAA, a little UFC, a little MLS action. A lot of people tuning in today. Love to have you guys. Get over and follow us. HitTheBooks.pod. But anything else you want to get off your minds this morning, boys? Anything else you want to get going here?
That is all. Like I said, plays already posted on Instagram. HitTheBooks.pod on Instagram. At least the parlay. Ace, I think we're just waiting on you two. So whenever you guys get your plays sent, those will get posted. So if you're waiting for them, make sure you stay tuned for that. Turn on those post notifications so you can't miss when they are posted. But like I said, all the other plays other than Ace and Haas are out there on our Instagram story.
Mine will be out, boys. Mine will be out. We're going to cash. A lot of props, a lot of money lines coming in today.
Give us a follow. Give us a like, share, subscribe. Send it to 5 friends. That'd be great. And give us a follow. Turn on post notifications.
Hit the books. Thanks for tuning in
today, and let's win some money.
Craft over Knox. Last answer. See you guys. DM us with any other questions.
Cash the ticket.
You guys next week. Cash it. Tune in later, boys. Sydney Thomas.